So today we will see the second topic from lines and angles, that is about the concept of parallel lines and pair of angles formed when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. So these things you have learned in previous classes, but we will revisit those things and try to understand about the pair of angles which are formed, because sometimes we get confused with this part. So let me just explain you the whole thing first, and then we will move to the exercise questions. So in lines and angles, when we talk about a transversal part, suppose I have taken two lines AB and CD. Here these two lines AB is not parallel to CD. They are not parallel. Another case, here I have taken two lines AB and CD, and in this case AB is parallel to CD. Now first area where we get confused is when we draw a transversal. A transversal is a line which intersects the two given lines. So here C, let it be E and this part be F, and here also let it be E and this part be F. In both the figures, EF is called as transversal. Sometimes we get confused here also. We think that for parallel lines only we have transversal, and if the lines are not parallel, so we will not call it as transversal, which is wrong. Transversal is a line which intersects two given lines, whether the lines are parallel or they are not parallel. So irrespective of the lines, whether the lines are parallel or not parallel, the term transversal will exist. Now the next part is when two lines are intersected by a transversal, we will get angles here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us name them as 1, 2, 3, 4, and here 5, 6, 7, 8. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what we have to understand next part is that when this is your figure 1 and this part is your figure 2. So next part what we have to understand is that what are the pair of angles which are formed when two lines, whether they are parallel or not parallel, are intersected by a transversal. So when two lines, that means very important part, parallel or not parallel. Okay, when two lines, parallel or not parallel, are intersected by a transversal, then the pair of angles formed are. So what are those pair of angles formed? The first one is alternate angles. Alternate angles are of two types. One is alternate interior angles. Another one is alternate exterior angles. Alternate angles are of two types. Then you have second pair called as corresponding angles. And then you have third pair which is called as co-interior angles, or we call it as allied angles, or we call it as interior angles on the same side. Interior angles on same side of transversal. We have three names: co-interior angles, or allied angles, or interior angles on same side of transversal. So when two lines are intersected by a transversal, whether the lines are parallel or they are not parallel. Here in this case the lines are not parallel, here in this case the lines are parallel. So these pair of angles will form. Here also sometimes we get confused that these pair of angles exist for parallel lines only. This is wrong. Whether the lines are parallel or not parallel, these pair of angles will form. But what will be the difference, that we will talk next. So first try to understand these things. Alternate angles. Alternate angles are of two types, interior angles and alternate exterior angles. So when we talk about interior, so when these two lines are intersected by transversal, here interior angles are 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6 are interior angles, which are inside the two parallel lines. So alternate interior means 3 will have alternate. That is one to that side of transversal, the other one to this side. So 3 will form alternate with 5 and 4 will form alternate with 6. So alternate interior angles pair are angle 3, 5 and the another one is angle 4, angle 6. These will form alternate interior angles. Alternate exterior angles. That means now we'll talk about the exterior angles 1, 2, 7, 8, 1, 2, 7, 8. So here 1 will form alternate with 7. That side is 1, so this side is 7. So 1 with 7 and 2 with 8. 2 with 8. So angle 2 will form alternate exterior angle with 8. So these are the pair of alternate interior angles. These are the pair of alternate exterior angles. Once again I repeat, these angles will exist whether the lines are parallel or they are not parallel. Now corresponding angles. What about this part? Corresponding angles are the angles which are to the same side of transversal, and if we take this transversal, so there are 1, 4, 5, 8. These are the 4 angles to the same side. So if we go for angle 1, which is above this line AB, so we have to go for an angle which is above CD, which is 5. So 1 will form corresponding angle with 5 because both are to the same side and above the lines. So corresponding angles pair will be 1, 5, 1, 5. Similarly, if you go for 2, so 2 will have corresponding with 6. So 2, 6. If you go for 4, 3 now, so 3 is below line, so below line is 7. So 3 is 7. And when you go for the last one, 4 will have with 8. It is for both the figures, okay? So angle 4 and angle 8. So these will form corresponding angles. The last one is co-interior angles or allied angles or interior angles on the same side of transversal. Now for this case, I am going to rub this part because I have to locate the angles now. So I'm just rubbing this part to make you understand about those angles. So interior angles or allied angles or interior angles on the same side of transversals are, interior angles are 3, 4, 5, 6. Here also 3, 4, 5, 6 are the interior angles. So on the same side, so interior 2 and 4 and 5 are on the same side. Here also 3 and 6 are on the same side. So in pair of interior angles will be angle 3, angle 6 and angle 4, angle 5. These will be the pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal, which is also called as co-interior angles or allied angles. So this is all about the pair of angles formed when two lines are intersected by a transversal. Next we focus on what if the lines are parallel. That means now we will not talk about this part. What if the lines are parallel? So the next is that if the lines are parallel, then the first point, that is alternate interior or exterior angles are equal. That means the angles which you have written here I have written 3, 5, no? Sorry, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, yes, 3, 5. So the angles which we have taken here, 3, 5, 4, 6, 1, 7, 2, 8, they are the pair of alternate interior and alternate exterior angles. These angles will become equal when the lines are parallel. That means for figure 2, for this figure, not for this one. They are not parallel, so alternate angles will not be equal in this case. But in this case, when the lines are parallel, so the alternate pair of angles will be equal for this particular case. So what we can write here is, we can write angle 3 is equal to angle 5, angle 4 is equal to angle 6, angle 1 is equal to angle 7, angle 2 is equal to angle 8. This is all for figure 2. For this figure, not for this. In this case, it will not be equal. So next, like alternate angles, alternate interior or exterior angles are equal, in the same way, corresponding angles are also equal. So we can write here that pair of corresponding angles are equal. Pair of corresponding angles are equal. That means just now we have located these corresponding angles, they will be equal. So angle 1 is equal to angle 5, angle 2 is equal to angle 6, then 3 is forming with 7 and 4 with 8. So 3 is equal to angle 7 and angle 4 is equal to angle 8. This is for figure 2. Each case is for figure 2 because the lines are parallel for figure 2, not for this case. Here the lines are not parallel, so the corresponding angles will not be equal. So alternate angles are equal, corresponding angles are equal. What about co-interior angles? They are not equal, they are supplementary. Co-interior angles are supplementary or allied angles are supplementary. So here we will write that co-interior angles are supplementary. Supplementary means the sum of the co-interior angles will be equal to 180 degree. So here 4 and 5 are the co-interior angles which will be equal to 180 degree for this case because the lines are parallel. So angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 and 3 plus 6, angle 3 plus 6 is equal to 180. So this also is true for this case, not for this case. So this is the difference. Pair of angles will be formed in both the case, but in this case, those pair of angles, that is alternate angles, are equal, corresponding angles are equal, and co-interior angles are supplementary, which is not true for this case. Now the converse of this is also true. The converse is true. That means if the lines, you have to prove the lines parallel, then by showing that the alternate angles are equal, you can prove the lines equal. Say for example, now if I say for this case that no, AB is not parallel to CD, and you have to prove. And if I say that angle 1 is equal to angle 7, it is given. If I say angle 1 is equal to angle 7 is given. So I can say that since angle 1 is equal to angle 7 and they are pair of alternate exterior angle, so therefore AB will become parallel to CD. That is meant by the converse of the Joule statement. If the lines are not parallel, and you have to prove the lines that the given lines are parallel, you show one of these. Either you show alternate interior or exterior angle equal, or you show that corresponding angles are equal, or you show that co-interior angles are supplementary. You show one of these properties, then the lines will become parallel to each other. So this is all about the concept which is there before you start exercise, next exercise of lines and angles. Now we will see some questions of the exercise part. So we will go through the third question of your of exercise 6.2. Third question of exercise 6.2 first. So very quickly we will try to understand the question part first. AB is given parallel to CD. So this is line is parallel to this, and EF is perpendicular to CD. So EF part is perpendicular. So I have given a 90 degree sign here. Angle GED is 126 degree. GED. This angle is 126 degree. You have to find AGE. This angle you have to find GEF. This angle you have to find, GEF. This angle you have to find GEF, and you have to find FGE. So this angle you have to find. These three angles you have to find. Okay, so to solve this question, the pair of lines are given to you, and here you have two transversals, GE and FE. So when you use properties of parallel line, which I have explained you just now, you have to first mention the transversal for which you are using those properties. So I am going to explain you these solutions one by one. Let us focus on AGE. AGE. This is formed by transversal G. So the lines are AB and CD are the lines. AB and CD are the lines, parallel lines, and GE is the transversal. This part is the transversal. So you have to find this angle. Okay. So forget about everything and forget about EF. Don't concentrate on that part. So if you want to find this, these two lines are parallel. So this will form alternate angle with this. This angle's name is GED, which is given to you 126 degree. GED part is given to you as 126 degree, and you have to find AGE. So AGE will also be equal to 126 degree because they form alternate interior angles. These two are alternate interior angles. So same thing you have to write here. So how you will write? Since AB parallel DC and GE is a transversal, therefore angle AGE, this angle AGE will be equal to angle GED. Angle AGE is equal to angle GED, reason alternate interior angles. So for understanding point of view, you can draw the figures separately by drawing the transversal G only, so that you can focus on the angles and you will not get confused with that EF part, because this we have not taken into consideration for these pair of lines ABCD and transversal G. So therefore angle AGE is equal to 126 degree, because this is 126 degree. Keep it in box. This will, if you write it in box, it will be highlighted that we have calculated this angle which we have to find. Now we will move to the next question, next part, GEF. So we will leave one line in your copy when you are writing in the ruling copies. Leave one line and then go for angle GEF. So GEF, which you have to find. Here you can see that GEF plus GFED will be 126. So we start with angle angle GED is equal to 126 degree. It is given. So we can write angle GED as angle GEF plus angle FED is equal to 126 degree. GEF we have to find. GEF plus this is equal to 126 is total, and this part is given perpendicular. So this angle is 90 degree is equal to 126 degree. 126. Why 90? Since EF is perpendicular to CD. So therefore angle GEF is equal to 90 will get subtracted. So you will get 6 and 36 degree. So 36 degree will be the angle measurement of angle GEF. Next part is to find FGE. So FGE, this is a straight line. This angle you have calculated. So these two will form linear pair. So this plus this is 180 degree. So you can calculate FGE by using that property. So I'm going to rub this part, and here I'll write angle AGE plus angle FGE is equal to 180 degree. Why? Linear pair angles. So these two will form linear pair. AGE you have already calculated, that is 126 degree plus angle FGE is equal to 180 degree. So this implies angle FGE is equal to 180 degree minus 126 degree. Therefore angle FGE is equal to, and when you will subtract, you will get 54 degree. So 10 minus 6, 4 and 7 to 5. So this is how to calculate the angles for this particular question. So let us go for question number 4 now. In this question it is given that PQ is parallel to ST, and the angles, these two angles are given, 130 and 110 degree. You have to find angle QRS. this angle which you have to find. Now you will find that there is no transversal which is intersecting these two parallel lines. So you cannot use the properties of parallel lines here because these two lines are parallel, but there is no transversal which is intersecting this. So we will have to go for a line for which we will get a relationship between, so that we can get a relationship between these two lines with that third line. So the third line which we will draw here in this case will be a line through R which will be parallel to one of these lines, either PQ or ST. Suppose I PQ ST, suppose I write it as AB, and here I will write in construction part that through R we draw a line AB parallel PQ, and then we'll come to the proof part. Now PQ is parallel to AB, PQ is parallel to AB, this is our construction, and already also this PQ is parallel to ST, this is given in the question. So we can say that PQ, AB, ST all are parallel to each other. These three lines will be parallel to each other. In construction, we have never write in construction that we draw a line parallel to both. When you are doing construction part, you are focusing on one of the two lines. Once you draw a line parallel to this line is parallel to this, so all three will become parallel, which you have to prove. Now we will come to this part. To find this angle, these two are parallel lines and this is transversal. Now we are getting a transversal QR. So we can write here that since PQ is parallel to AB and QR is a transversal, therefore angle PQR is equal to angle, this is a transversal, so we will forget about this part. So this is PQ is parallel to AB and QR is transversal, so angle PQR will be equal to angle QRB. Angle QRB is an alternate interior angles. Once we prove they are equal, then next we can write that PQR is 110 degree is equal to QRB. QRB can be written as QRS plus SRB. Angle QRS plus angle SRB. So in order to find this angle, you have to find SRB first. And how you can find the angle SRB part? These two are parallel and this is a transversal, so you can calculate this angle by using these two. So student, when you write in your copy, you leave this part, you will do this later on, just after proving this part. After proving this part, you focus on these two lines. That since ST is parallel to AB and SR is a